Joining us now is Congressman Marlin Stutzman, who represents Indiana's 3rd District. Congressman Stutzman took office after being elected in 2010 and previously served in the House of Representatives and the Indiana Senate between 2002 and 2010. Congressman, thank you for joining us this morning. Let's talk about the issue of the Affordable Health Care Act. We're looking at the first deadline, October the 3rd, when presumably people around the country will begin to be able to sign up for this program. You're against it.
Well, there's a lot of challenges with the law and with the implementation of the law as this administration tries to roll this out. I hear from a lot of people as I talk to folks across Northeast Indiana, the 3rd Congressional District, of what's going on. And that's where I take my cues, is from them. Fort Wayne Community Schools, largest school corporation in the state, actually cut hours for 610 employees. Because of the cost of health care to those employees. And so now there's an economy of part-time employment that's being created, and people are very frustrated with that, because here they thought what was going to happen with the health care law was that every American would have access to insurance, but instead now they're in a part-time situation where they have to put 2 jobs together and still potentially don't have health insurance. So that's a huge problem that we're going to have to figure a solution out to. Premiums are going up. We're seeing people that are being kicked off of insurance programs. The exchanges are not created yet, so this law is not ready. And so that's why I am saying let's stop. Let's not continue to allow Americans and Hoosiers to be affected with these consequences right now until we get this right, until it's right. And a lot of us disagree with the concept and the direction of it, and so let's have a conversation. And how can we, unwind, stop, redirect, whatever it takes to get our healthcare system fixed right.
Let's break that down, because your party attempted to defund it,
yeah,
and that failed. And now there's talk of possibly a government shutdown. Are we going to have, well, first of all, are you going to be able to defund it? And then my follow-up question is, will we see a government shutdown?
Well, government shutdown is not the objective here at all. That's not the aim whatsoever. What the aim is to fix our healthcare system. And what Republicans are saying is, we have ideas, we have solutions that we feel would fit here. Let's have that conversation. But the president is fully committed to the healthcare law, understand. But defunding it means let's not move forward right now, because even the president is saying that parts of it aren't ready. So delaying the business mandate, but not delaying the individual mandate. So why? Why would we delay one side of it, but we're not going to delay the other side of it? The 1099 law, which was repealed by Congress, there was agreement between both sides that that was not a good part of the legislation that passed. There's other rules and other programs that HHS is just not moving forward on because of economics, because of the cost, because of the policy. So I think that Democrats also need to come to the table and say, what, we didn't get this right exactly the first time either, so where can we find ways to fix health care?
What would you keep? If you could walk into the halls of Congress today and say, here's the Stutzman plan,
yeah,
what parts of that law would you keep and which parts would you throw out?
Yeah, I think the part that allows for young people to stay on parents' health insurance plans, I think that makes sense. In fact, a lot of folks that I've talked to said, why weren't we doing that before? We don't know. Pre-existing conditions, I think we have to address those and allow for those with pre-existing conditions to get insurance. That's important. Now, the other thing is just like here in the state of Indiana, we have the Healthy Indiana program, which has worked fabulously for folks who have had difficulty getting onto an insurance program, where we do allow for people that are in difficult situations to get insurance through a state program. I think that's fully understandable. It makes sense. And then let's let the marketplace, let the insurance industries, just like they do in the automotive industry, in the automotive insurance industry, compete with one another. I mean, they are out there trying to get our business, but we've created these boundaries around the insurance companies where they have a basic, the only access to the marketplace, and so that keeps consumers from having choices.
The one thing you would throw out, the one thing that right now you cannot live with.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's the mandate that, you know, Americans have to buy insurance, have to buy a product. If we are going to step on that position, I think then what other position can we force Americans to do? And I think you look at the Constitution, and the Constitution guarantees freedoms, rights, liberties, and for government to say you have to do this is something that I struggle with greatly.
Another hot topic is the U.S. Supreme Court made a ruling on same-sex marriage. In the State House, which you were a member of the State House at one point, they're going to continue to look at a possible amendment to the Constitution. Should that continue, or should the state lawmakers say the Supreme Court has ruled, let's move on?
Yeah, I do think that the Supreme Court ruled, but they did not rule and say that the states cannot deal with the issue itself. And so I do believe that we should move forward. Let's let the people decide. And on this issue, that has been an issue of contention around the country. There's differences of opinion. Obviously, Massachusetts and Iowa, Washington, other states have allowed for gay marriage. But I don't think that it's right, for example, a state like California, that in the same ballot elected President Barack Obama, but also voted for a constitutional amendment to their constitution that they would not allow for same-sex marriage, for that to be overturned by an elected official out of that state. And so I think we need to let the people speak on this issue.
And you've been talking to your constituents. Do you think Hoosiers will say no or yes to this issue, as you've been talking to your constituents?
I believe Hoosiers will support traditional marriage. That's one of the character traits that I see across our state, is that we believe in the importance of marriage between a man and a woman. But I think we also we respect people's choices, but at the same time there has to be marriage has to be held to a high standard for our families to be sure that there is a safe place for our children. Is a place for that position, which I believe is also a religious institution, and that we should guard it as that, as it was originally founded by.
Only 20 seconds left on immigration. Will you vote for immigration reform, or will the president have to wait to the next election cycle?
We need immigration reform. Our immigration process, our system is broken. We need to fix it. We need to make a way for people to come into this country that can help our economy grow, and we're also going to have to find a long path forward to citizenship for those who are here illegally.
And final question, you visited Afghanistan. I know I'm just pushing them all in there too. You visited Afghanistan in 2011. We're going to see a drawdown here soon. Is that working?
That's good. I think that's a good thing. We're not going to fix the Middle East, as we see all the other problems with Egypt and Syria. We're not going to fix those parts of the world entirely. We just have to, push the terrorists back and protect our country from any sort of terrorist activity.
Should we cut off aid to Egypt, or it's a $1.3 billion? What should we do with that money?
Well, we need to know who's in charge and where that money is going. And I think that it's important that we make sure that Israel, our friend, knows that we are standing with them. But at the same time, if the Muslim Brotherhood is gaining ground in Syria or in Egypt and has ulterior motives for that, then I think that's when we have to reevaluate.
Congressman Marlin Stutzman, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Will you come back?
Appreciate it. I would love to.
We thank you for joining us on